Clayton Center for our January show. It is sponsored by the Women's Club of Clayton. And I have with me here one of the Women's Club members who also happens to be a Clayton Visual Arts member, Ramona Cash. Ramona, you're one of the founding members of Clayton Visual Arts as well.
Certainly I am.
Well, Ramona has a beautiful watercolor entered in the Women's Club competition. Would you like to tell us a little bit about your painting?
It's quince and cloisonne. I am so glad to be able to cut quince in my backyard in January because it would be forced a bloom, and I've always enjoyed doing that. And I have a cloisonne vase that I've had for years, and I bring it all the time for centerpieces here, but I decided I needed to paint that with the quince in it. And I did, and I just enjoyed it the most of anything I have ever done. Yeah. I was one that taught school for 39 years, so I never did have time to paint, and I always wanted to paint. So when I retired, I started taking lessons, and I have thoroughly enjoyed painting. My trouble is I don't have time to paint unless I go to a class, so I usually take a class.
Okay, well, it's a lovely painting.
Thank you.
And would you tell us a little bit about the Women's Club and the student art show that we have this month?
Okay. The Women's Club sponsors the art festival for students and for adults every January. And the winners go to the district, and the winners at the district go to the state. And it's just a wonderful thing for the people to participate in. I used to be president of the Women's Club, so I appreciate it every time the teachers would encourage the students to enter, and for the adults. We don't have as many adults that enter now as we used to. We're going to have to start encouraging them more.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Ramona.
You're welcome.
My name is Jody McLeod, and I have the privilege of serving as the mayor for the town of Clayton. I want to take this opportunity to welcome everybody out this evening for our Student Art Month, sponsored by the Women's Club of Clayton. And I think it's super appropriate to go ahead and begin with a great round of applause for the Women's Club of Clayton. Yes, because let me tell you, if you ever have aspirations of becoming the mayor, then you should totally get that if you want anything done in this town, you automatically go to the Women's Club of Clayton, because they know how to get it done. That's right. So the month of January, the Town of Clayton Town Council created a proclamation to celebrate Student Youth Art Month, and we do that each January. You know, we as your elected officials have a goal of creating Clayton as an arts community, and what a better way to implement that plan, that strategy, that marketing and promotion than to honor like some of our best artists that are just like right here in our own school system. So that's the reason that we're here this evening. And you know, I guess some years it seems like I get to say the same thing over and over, but every year I come to this and I view what's presented, I view every entry, and I just think it's so amazing to me. You know, I'm not sure that I had, you know, nearly the talent that I see distributed here today when I was your age. So it really says a lot for what we are all cultivating in Clayton when it comes to promoting the arts in so many different venues. So with that being said, thank you so much to each and every one of you for your participation. Thank you to those mentors and teachers and everybody who helped get all the different art pieces here for the evening. It really is a fine collection, and we have so very much to be proud of in Clayton, no doubt. So I'm going to turn the microphone over. We're going to begin with our awards. When they call your name, if you'll just come down front with me. If you want a photo op, that's the time for your photo op. And excuse me, and of course we have several awards to give out, so we're going to try to keep a pretty good pace with this, okay? No photo bombing, Diane. Where are you? Yeah, eye on you. All right. There you go, dear.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're going to start out the evening with the intermediate schools, and I'll be handing the awards to the mayor, and as he said, you can get your photos taken with him at that time. And let me say first, before I forget it at the end of the evening, the items that are on the tables, if it is not first place, please take it home with you, because we need to clear out the tables tonight, okay? Okay, with that being said, our first winner is in the acrylic painting, and forgive me right off the bat when I mess up all of your names. Samaya Kampashka.
I'm here with Miriam Creech, and she has won several awards for her artwork this evening. Miriam, first tell me what grade you're in.
I'm in 6th.
And what school do you go to?
I'm homeschooled.
You're homeschooled. Okay, you had some photography awards. Can you tell us describe for us what those pieces were, and maybe a little about what inspired you to photograph those?
I had one of an old chimney,
That's
and
beautiful.
it was in the mountains, and I thought it just looked nice and cool.
That's
I
a
was
very
just
cool
standing
photo.
there. It was like an old house.
Was it a certain time of day you got it?
I think it was sometime either in the afternoon or morning.
So you had good light for it. Yeah, it shows. What other photography did you have?
I had a picture of our bean field in our backyard. It was sunset, and so
the
it just
sun's
looked really
breaking
pretty.
through. Beautiful.
So I was just snapping pictures. So
And do you use a special kind of camera?
I think I just used one of my little hand cameras, and I use my mom's sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
Do you like to alter photos, or are you a purist? Do you want to keep the photo exactly how you take it, or do you play with it a little bit?
Well, I had edited it with my mom and Marcy,
Okay.
and just edited my photos and fixed them up so they would look nice.
Okay. Now, did you have another piece of artwork, drawing or painting?
I had one digitally enhanced, and it was a picture of I think it was Pilot Mountain,
Okay.
and we were standing on like an outlook area, outlooking the knob of Pilot Mountain, and I just took the picture hoping it would turn out nice, and it did. And I digitally enhanced it where the rest of it's blurry.
Okay.
Me and my mom did it, and then we focused it on a path.
Right.
So that's what we did for digitally enhanced.
That's great. Do you want to? Is photography something you want to keep pursuing?
I think it's just a hobby, maybe. And then I had one drawing. It was a picture of a flower pot. I think it was in charcoal, and it was. I did it with my art teacher, one of my art teachers. I did art camp with, so that's.
Well, congratulations. You
Thank
certainly
you.
earned plenty of awards, and I'm sure it was a lot of hard work. Thank you.
Charcoal. First place is Miriam Creech.
I'm here with Jared Taylor, who also won several awards for his artwork. Jared, what school do you go to, and what grade are you in?
I go to Corinth Holders High School, and I am currently a senior.
Okay. And Jared, you won awards for several different media. So is art one of your true loves, or just a hobby for you?
I've actually applied to state for the design school, so yes, it's one of my favorite things to do.
Very good, very good. Will you tell us about, let's see, first you had a watercolor. Will you tell us a little bit about that?
With the watercolor, I just liked to incorporate just a bunch of different colors, and I just did a flower, and I put watercolor on there, and then I did used a straw to just spray it out. So it almost looked somewhat splattered, but just stringy also. So.
Okay.
And then,
And then you had an acrylic.
for the
Cool.
acrylic, I did an endangerment piece because for the state fair, that was what my teacher wanted me to do. So I did a bunch of different animals that were endangered in North Carolina. And so I just picked a few that looked more aesthetically appealing than others and just put them together and tried to form them in an abstract way to where it was almost like a memorial type thing for the endangered animals that are close to being lost.
So you have to use some reference photos, but all the composition was very creative and out of your head. And then you have a parrot you did in colored pencil.
Yes. And with that, I did micrography, and I used different things like power for the wings and peace for like the green color, just because it's a more calming color and things like that. So I try to incorporate with that, like what different colors could mean and what different parts of the bird and environment that it was in.
So that's micrography?
It's a whole lot of different words. Since it's colored pencil, you can't really tell. But
Oh, okay, great. Tell us more about the design school, and what are you interviewing for that?
I'm supposed to go January 27th, and I'm going to bring all my stuff I submitted electronically to show that I did do the original pieces that I submitted, but they're going to go through and ask me about my art and different things, and just like a general college interview, and also like why I do art and like how I want to pursue it and things like that.
And what do you envision your future as an artist being? Do you have any ideas?
I honestly don't know for sure, just because I like doing lots of different things with art, but the major that I am applying for is animation, because I also like to doodle and things like that, and like stop motion animation really is an interest for me also.
Great, well, thank you. Well, we look forward to seeing more of your work.
Second place is Jared Taylor.
All right. Congratulations. Right there.
Sorry.
That's okay. We got him on camera, it's all good. Congratulations.
Watercolor, first place is Lydia Johnson.
Congratulations.
I'm here with Abby Boykin, who is the art teacher at Corinth Holders High School. And Ms. Boykin, will you tell us about how many students you have represented here in this show?
Wow, I have probably about 15 students that entered, and then multiple categories. So probably a total of like 35, give or take a few of my miscounting, like 35 entries tonight. So we had a good number.
And do they do all the work in class?
Some of them do. Some of them is part of like the clubs. We have two clubs, Art Patrons and Art Honor Society. So most of it is done in class projects, and I do pick some to go on, and then some they select it if they're a part of those clubs. They select it to represent themselves at the Clayton Center. So.
Okay. Do you have any special projects that you've worked on this year?
A couple actually. So we have the sculptures, which is something new we've never done. We entered it in paper craft, which was paper mache. We did plastic bag armatures. So we did plastic bags, wrapped them with masking tape for structure, the armature part, and then we paper mache'd over them. And so we took a look at the artists like Klaus Oldenburg does large scale pop art sculptures, and so one did like a bowl of rice with chopsticks, and the other one did grapes, and that was something new that we never did. So we entered two of those tonight. So.
Okay, well I saw those and had no idea how that was done.
I know. Plastic bags, it's amazing, and budget, you know.
Yeah, what teachers have to do. Well, speaking of that, you did get one of the Dorothy Dabowski grants. Can you tell us about the project you're going to do with that?
Yeah, so it's called the Memory Project, and it's a nationwide project. You can contact the director, Ben is his name, and so what it does is it paints or draws portraits for students like orphanages or students that have been abused in other countries. So right now I've been in contact with the director named Ben, and he's put me in contact with a list of countries that they are delivering portraits to, and as of today we got Romania. So we're going to do Romania. There'll be 20 orphans from Romania, kind of all over, and then they hand deliver our completed portraits that the students do to them, and they send us a video clip back of them being like received. So it's like awesome. So we're not using it for any like supplies or anything. In fact, we actually have to pay for the supplies for the project. It's just for the delivery. But we thought this would make like a bigger difference than like any supply could. So we wanted to kind of give back for this grant. So we're excited because we finally have a country that we're going to use the money
I can't wait to see that.
I know, me either. We're excited. The kids are excited too. So.
Well, thank you so much. I know you art teachers do so much, not only giving encouragement, which is so necessary for artists, but also exposing them to new methods and materials. So, thank you.
Excuse me, die craft. First place is Caitlin Earp.
Awesome. Congratulations.
And second place is Emilian Marsh.
Oh, great. Congratulations. That's great.
Next month's exhibit will be held February 4th here at the Clayton Center. All throughout the month of February, we will be featuring artwork by Elizabeth Flock, who does oil and acrylic, and also photography from Michael Morrison. It's going to be a great show, and I hope to see you there.